Hey everyone, so I'll be starting the Zoom call just in a few minutes. Yeah, okay. I'll send it over. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Mhm. Yeah, everything together. Yeah.
Okay, now I can speak on Zoom. Let me,
Awesome.
Kevin, rename yourself so people know your name. Otherwise, your name will be host 500. Like, are you going to be online on both? Do you think that's a good idea? Okay.
Yeah.
Is everybody using the browser or did you install the app? Because I installed the app for Gathertown, but it's pretty much the same, but it's just easier to switch between apps. And also the browser, you have a mini window. So when you go to another tab, you can see a mini window pop over. So you can always have the context of Gathertown. Maybe it's better to try to install the app. But I don't think they have for Unix, maybe just Windows and Mac. Okay. Okay. I will take your spot. Kevin, can you leave the... Yeah. Hello, hello. Remember to join Zoom. Remember to join Zoom. Remember to join Zoom.
Everyone, so we'll just wait just 5 minutes just to let others join on the Zoom call. In the meantime, you can follow us or tweet us at meteor.js, hashtag Meteor Hackathon 21.
I just left GetterTown as well to be just here for now.
Okay, awesome.
Do you want to wait 1 or 2 minutes?
Yeah, we'll wait a minute or two.
Good morning, people from Hawaii. It's really
Good morning. Yes.
yeah, it's really good morning for you.
Early good morning. So once again, for those who just joined us, you can tweet us or follow us at meteor.js with hashtag Meteor Hackathon 21
On Twitter.
on Twitter. Yes. Okay, so I'll begin. So hey everyone, welcome to Meteor Hackathon 2021. I am Kevin Tayong. I'm the marketing coordinator here at Meteor, and I'm very excited and just grateful to be the chair of this hackathon. In this call as well, I am joined by Meteor CEO and lead developer Filipe Nevola. So you'll also get a chance to hear from him just in a few minutes. And let's dive right into the next slide. So just in case you didn't know, Meteor Hackathon is actually part of Meteor Impact, which is our big 2-day conference. It's full of keynote speakers, community gatherings, education, and social events. And as a reminder, you'll need to create a Meteor Impact account if you want to watch and also join the Hackathon award ceremony. And that's on October 22nd. And if also you want to watch any replays of the recorded sessions, and you can do that by going to, as you can see on the slide, impact.meteor.com. So next is the event. Just right after this call, it'll be the idea pitches. So 12:30 p.m. EST, and the teams will be presenting in alphabetical order. So the first team being team 404. I'm not sure if you are in this call right now, but you are the first team to go. And I also shared a Google Sheets with presentation time slots in the Slack channel. So I'll just quickly go over the rest of the agenda for the hackathon. Right after the idea pitches, we have a workshop on Monday by Rena, one of our developers, about native push notifications with Meteor and Cordova with OneSignal. The next workshop is with Jan, one of our other developers as well. It's all about Meteor user accounts. And then finally, the last workshop is by Filipe himself. So ask him anything. So you'll get a chance to ask him your technical questions, feedback, all that good stuff. And then the last thing here on the event is demos. So that's on Wednesday, October 20th. And they'll be at 1:30 p.m. So the reason why you don't see the hackathon award ceremony is, again, I mentioned it's on October 22nd. Just scrolling down here. Yeah, so October 22nd. So you'll have to sign up for an account to join us there. All right, so of course, during these days, all developers will be hanging out in GatherTown a few times during the day so you can communicate and also ask for feedback. And the reason why we chose GatherTown is to bring a very unique experience for our virtual hackathon. So you'll be able to, interact and network with other participants in real time. And in general, it's just to make it more fun, engaging, and interactive. So to summarize, we will use GatherTown for communication, Zoom for presentations, and then workshops, and then Slack for any questions you may have. So next, I'll be going over the prizes. So what everyone's been waiting for. The first prize for the winning team is $5,000. So that's $3,000 in cash, $2,000 in Galaxy credits. You'll get 4 calls with the Meteor team, 50% off scale grid for the first 12 months, a campaign shout out to over 160K of our subscribers, app featured on our Meteor Showcase page, a blog post, and also a certificate of excellence. The next one is the second prize for a second place team, which is $1,500, $1,000 in cash, 500 in Galaxy credits. Again, 50% off, but for first 6 months, a blog post, a social campaign, as well as certificate of appreciation. And the last prize is the third prize for the third place team, $1,200, $700 in cash, and $500 in Galaxy credits. And the rest from the previous certificate and all that good stuff. And not to worry, so all participants will be able to receive prizes. So if you filled out the shipping address form, you'll get a limited edition Meteor swag, as well as certificate of participation and some Galaxy credits. So next we have just an overview of the rules. I'd like to go over once again. So the idea should be impactful, whether it be a cause, a nonprofit, or an impactful business model. And it should be helpful. It should be realistic. And by the end of the hackathon, the idea should be usable and deployable. And most importantly, everything needs to be developed during the hackathon. And the last thing I just want to go over is the important notes. Some of you may probably just seen this already. So today, please create a private empty repo, or you can use templates. And the README should include the team name, team members, of course, and then the description of your idea. And you could also link a video explaining your idea, which is optional. And the second step is just adding these handles as maintainers on GitHub. So these 6. And then the second page is just the map and just a reminder to break. Yeah.
One comment, Kevin. I think it's missing there that you need to send the link to the repo. Probably only Slack's the best place. Okay. So you can get your link, like send your team name and your repo on Slack. So you can just put everything in a document so you can follow.
Okay, sounds good. So that's that for the repo. And then for the breakout rooms, it's first come, first serve. So please respect one another. You can use the lounge if you want to meet with your members. There's lots of other spaces in the grass areas over here. And then just the link to the agenda. So going back to my presentation slides. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, AG Data, which is all for smart agriculture in one system, Pathable, the leading provider of virtual event platforms and mobile apps. We have ScaleGrid, fully managed database hosting, Vasco, a web dev agency focused on the creation of custom websites, and of course, Meteor, powerful full stack framework for developing JavaScript apps. So thank you very much, everyone, for being here. I'm sure all of you will set a very high standard for the competition in the years to come. To emphasize once more, if you have any questions, please use the Slack channel. And on behalf of our Meteor team, we wish you all success and we look forward to the results of the hackathon. So now I'll pass the mic over to Filipe.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Yeah, just to wrap up here, we don't have a lot else to say now, but we are also here to answer any questions that you have. So Filipe just asked that if it's okay to use public templates to start your app. So it's okay, like anything that is public, like an example or a template or like a generator, you can use to start your project. You don't need to start from scratch. So that's completely fine. The idea with the like developing inside the hackathon is just to everybody have the same time to develop the app, because otherwise people could submit an app they are developing like for years. So that's not going to be fair. And that's why you want you to share the repo as soon as possible. Like don't share your repo with us just like 3 days from now, because probably you're going to be disqualified because you can't see the progress there. So even if you are not starting with code, what is a good idea? It's better to start like thinking about your idea and try to create some mockups and try to first figure out what you need to do. But it starts with the repo anyway, and send the empty repo just with the README, with your team name and the participants there. So that's going to be better for you so you don't have problems, so you can follow. And also try to commit as much as possible. Like if you make a few changes and it's working, just push. That's a good practice in general, but especially in hackathons, as we are in a remote environment and we want to be fair with everybody, we want to see your progress. Like we want to say, okay, this is really a progress that we expected, because we don't want anybody like trying to take some advantages. So let's try to be as transparent as possible and try to push the code as often as possible, okay? Also, as Kevin said, we are going to be around like most of the time, but that doesn't mean that like you should depend on us to develop your project. Like as everybody here knows, like Meteor is a very mature production environment. So you should be able to implement whatever you want with Meteor. Like don't need to wait for us. Like, oh, I was not able to finish this feature because Filipe was not available like on Sunday or on Monday. So like you should not wait for us. But of course, we are going to help you as much as you can. And also you need to be fair. Like we can't code for you. Like you can provide some insights. Maybe you can provide some packages, but you can code in your project because you need to be fair with everybody. So be aware, like it's your responsibility to develop your project and we are here to support you, but you are not going to do the project for you. So to be clear about that. We have another question here. Are we allowed to create repos now or do you wait after the idea pitch? Yeah, you can create the repos now. Like today is the day to create the repos and you can create right now. You don't need to wait to pitch your idea. You can even use your README if you want to pitch your idea, like sharing the screen with the README there. That's also fine. So that was one point that is important. Like you need to be independent. You need to develop your project, but we are going to be around to help you. And also you don't need to wait like the workshops that we have. Like if you have a question, but maybe Renan is going to answer because he's going to talk about like Cordova and push, but you don't need to wait. Like if you have a question, just ask the question. You are in GatherTown, you can find us in GatherTown. And you can also talk to other teams because the vibe that we are trying to reproduce here is a hackathon vibe. When you are in the same place, usually like in a university or in a big house, and then you have a lot of rooms, but sometimes you are like going to the bathroom and you see another guy from another team, and then you ask a question, or you see a judge that in this case is our team here, and you ask a question. So you don't need to wait for the specific time to ask questions. You can just like try to reach us out and then we are going to help you. And we don't want to be formal here. So we want to be casual. Like if you see us around, you can just ask questions, start a conversation. We can talk about anything. Like today I already talked about soccer with a guy from Argentina. As you probably know, I'm from Brazil. So he doesn't like soccer that much, but his son likes soccer and we are just talking about our teams. So that's the nice part of the hackathon as well. It's not about just coding all the time. We can also talk and have like useful conversations, know each other. Maybe you can make a few friends here and you can keep talking after the hackathon. So that's the goal. Like you don't be worried about, oh, am I going to say this correctly? Am I going to approach in the correct way? Like there is no correct way. Like every way is good and you can talk to us all the time. I think that was it. Like we want this vibe, like the casual vibe, and GatherTown is the place for you to socialize. Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, feel free to ask now in the chat. We have around like 30 teams. I think you're going to have probably like 25 because a few people are going to give up, and that's okay. So we are probably going to have around 25 teams, I believe. So talking about the next meeting that we're going to have in 15 minutes, it's going to be the presentations, the idea presentation. And one thing that you need to be aware is that you need to be fast. Like we have like just 5 minutes because we have a lot of teams. So if you have time later, you can keep it going and you can ask more questions. But like first, let's try to listen to all the teams. So you need to have like 5 minutes is going to be the maximum. So you should try to do your pitch in like 3 minutes. So we have like 2 minutes to ask you questions if you want to ask questions to you, but try to not be over 5 minutes because we are going to try to mute your microphone or whatever, because we need to be fair and provide the same minutes to everybody. But after that, if you have like 20 teams and you still have time, you can talk more, you can discuss ideas. And like, don't hurry to like start implementing your idea. I know that most of you, like, you are developers, or you want to be a developer, a professional developer in the future. So you want to code a lot, but it's more important to really know what you're going to do. It's more important than just the code. So take the time to discuss, take the time to talk with us, or take the time like to talk with Filipe is also here, the professor from Hawaii. You can ask questions to Filipe. So let's try to understand well the idea. And also, I don't know if you watch a video that I recorded like 2 days ago, but it's helpful to try to provide some guidance there. So you need to have a clear context of your idea. You need to be solving like a real problem. Otherwise, nobody's going to use your idea, your project. So try to follow the steps to try to describe your idea. And in the pitch, you should transmit that to us. Like, you need to understand your idea in a very clear way in the end of your pitch. And if your idea is very complex, try to simplify a little bit. Like, if you have like 10 features, try to talk just about the main feature. And then maybe you can ask questions about the other features. Like, you don't need to explain everything in like 3 minutes, because you're going to just talk, and you're not going to be able to understand what you mean. So try to focus like, oh, this is the most important feature that I have. And to finish here, if you have slides, you can also use, like, if you have a presentation, but it's not required. If you want to just like use your voice, or if you just want to turn on your camera, that's fine. And Kevin, how is it going to work? We're going to send a special link for people, or everybody will be able to speak in the next call?
So yeah, I'll give panel settings. Change the attendees settings to panelists, and then just take it back, and then yeah.
Okay. So you just join as you're joining here, and then you're going to change, right? So they probably just need to have the correct name, or how are you going to identify the names?
I have a spreadsheet. I can just
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 10 minutes now before we start. If you don't have questions, like, we can probably wrap up this introduction here. So you have time to take water or go to the bathroom, and you can be together in 10 minutes. Any questions? The next meeting, we are going to start on time, okay? We are not going to wait as we did here, because we don't have much time to wait, because we have a lot of presentations. So, and if the team is not available, like, we're going to call like, oh, now it's the team X. And if the team X is not available, we are going to go to the next. So be aware. And in the final part, we can try to have a second call for the teams that are missing, but it's going to be fast. Like, so take this time to take a cup of water. And even if you think, oh, it's going to be really boring to hear about like more than 20 ideas, but that can help you, because it can give you also new insights about your idea. So I recommend you to watch all the ideas, but if you can't, it's okay. You can just say, explain your idea and leave. But I think it would be nice to try to listen to everybody, because, you know, like, oh, if this guy is working something that's similar, or it's somehow related, you can reach him later and you can ask questions. So that can be really nice. Okay. So let's wrap up here and see you in 10 minutes. And we're going to start in 10 minutes. So make sure that you join the link a little bit before that, like probably in 5 minutes, you should be there already. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.